Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be the start of a brand new segment that I'm going to be doing every Saturday. I'll be trying to drop as many videos as I can. Today, we're going to be covering Celica's lineup. They've sent me their information, defensive layout, and batting order, which I already have uploaded. As you can see here, we've got Jiro, Ray, Max in the outfield, Leo, Emily, Kaya, Kevin, with Rose and Luna making up the battery. Their batting order right now: Ray, Jiro, Emily, Kevin, Kaya, Rose, Leo, Max, and Luna. So, that all being said, we'll jump right into the first game. Celica is a manual batter. So we'll just jump right in and we'll see how this plays and if we can make any tweaks or adjustments. Right off the bat, I do. Their outfield is more or less what I would do. I did run that exact outfield for a little bit before I got Justice to 14. So I had Jiro in center, Max in right, and Justice in left field. Typically, you want a strong throwing right fielder. Ray is a great leadoff hitter, especially in front of Jiro, right? So Jiro behind her, she typically gets on base a good portion of the time. And Jiro with that buff has the ability to cause errors defensively. So it's great to have her in the leadoff spot. Doesn't get on base there. That's all right. But I like the idea of having her up top. And of course, with the added speed boost, that's a triple. From Luna there. Got Emily in the 3 spot. Let's go fastball, take that pitch away. That's shouldn't have been a. There we go. And then Kevin in the 4 spot. I couldn't even see that ball. So, Kevin, good choice. I love Kaya in the 5th spot. I could see, to be honest, I could see either Kaya being in that 5th spot where she is now, or switching her and Ray. I use Kaya in the leadoff spot, and I generally, when Ray was in my lineup, I had her at the 5th spot. But both get on base at a good clip. Both have decent power, right? Ray has sneaky pop, so does Kaya. And the only real difference, right, is speed, right? So, offensively speaking. So, Kaya, right now, if she's over 14, she's going to be at 212. And then if she does get the buff, she'll be at 232. I forgot I had Leo there for a second. That would potentially give Kaya a better opportunity to score on like a Jiro hit, right? So that's the only kind of advantage that I might see maybe switching Kaya and Ray. Just because of the speed alone, Kaya has a better chance of perhaps, if she's on first base, scoring on a hit to the outfield from Jiro. But again, Ray is still a great leadoff hitter in her own right, and and gets on base at a good clip typically. Great contact numbers, sneaky power. So it maybe is just a matter of preference in that regard. But so far, I mean, this is the first game. That's so far the only comment that I have right now. And as far as Luna and Rose go, since we're pitching, we can talk about the battery a little bit. Luna, I believe Cell has at level 12, and Rose is offered at level 13. Obviously, with the lesser control at level 12, Rose is probably needed to assist with control a little bit smaller, get that circle a little bit smaller and whatnot. So you know, with that being said, I think that Rose is probably the correct pick to go with here. I believe that maybe once Cell gets Luna to 14, 13, and then, you know, you could reassess. But once Luna is maxed out, maybe look into throwing Matthew behind there. And then you essentially get 8 different pitch types, right? Strike! Oh, that didn't look like it was going to be it. So, again, here's Ray leading off. And that's that sneaky pop, right? Her numbers, I think her power is, what is it, 192? I have to double check. But she does have a significant amount of pop. I don't think that 192 is really really reflective of the power she really has going on. There's Jiro again. Emily, I have no complaints with her at number 3. I could even see. No, I think Emily's a good pick at 3. That's a horrible call. You know, it puts a lot of pressure. I mean, you're going from Ray, Jiro, Emily, top 3 of the order, and then you got Kevin in your cleanup spot. If I had a choice between Kevin and Wilson, right? It's tough. But I go Wilson, and the reason is, you know, assuming Wilson is at 14 for Cell, that I typically try to stack my lineup with as many information hitters as possible to give me the best possible chance at guessing. So eliminating any guesswork on my end, the more that I can do in my lineup to you know, to eliminate any guesswork. That's typically how I operate. This is a massacre right here. So here comes Leo. Glad we finally get a chance to see him. Leo 203 contact, not too much power, but great defensively. Love Emily at shortstop defensively. You know, has good range and can turn those double plays. Also, a benefit of Emily at shortstop. That was a ball. Benefit of Emily at shortstop is those relay throws, especially with Ray in left field, right? If you have that weaker player in left field, Emily's going to go out, get those relay throws, and she's got a strong arm. Leo at third has that quick release ability, and that's going to be valuable for double plays and maybe fielding slow rollers in the infield to still be able to get the out. So now we'll discuss the battery a little bit more. We didn't get a chance to dive deep into it last game. Uh, Luna, I like Luna, especially for obvious reasons. The speed boost. Um, I think that I myself personally, being somebody that just recently maxed Luna out, I haven't had the opportunity to use her as much as I've liked. So I have been, outside of this video, been using her a little bit and practicing with her, trying to see, how I would use her as a pitcher. I know that offensively, I typically see Luna's pitches very well. The people that I have struggled against that are Luna users, it's a short list, but um, they do typically keep the ball down in the zone and mix between the splitter and changeup, kind of those two pitches, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about right here. So there's a splitter, and then we'll go to the other side of the plate, and maybe we'll use a changeup here, and then maybe we'll throw a splitter in the exact same spot. And Doug is being patient, but he's gonna swing. There it is, and got the double play. So, GG's to Doug with lefties too. So 2 games played, right? The defensive layout, I don't know if I would necessarily change. Um, like I said, the only consideration I might make is I would possibly bring in Wilson here into this lineup. So maybe I'll show you guys what that looks like. Leo at third base, no issue with. I mean, sometimes defensively and even offensively, people have different preferences. Um, I mean, as people probably well know, I use Chad. Um, Again, another information batter. However, I understand a lot of people don't have Chad leveled up, so we're not even going to sub him in or anything like that. Wilson, I'm sure Cella's got um, you know maxed out, or maybe at least 13. So maybe Kevin is still the play for right now. But maybe when Wilson gets to 14, that's an option for Cell to bring in and swap with Kevin. Try it out, maybe not, but if the more pitches you can take away, the more information you can gather from the opposing pitcher, the easier your life and your gameplay will become. Um, Now, I mentioned before that once Cell maxed out, or even they could reassess at once Luna got to 13, maybe tinkering with the idea of taking out Rose and putting in somebody like Matthew. So we're gonna make a couple of tweaks here, just to show some different ideas. Um, and again, so this is Celica's lineup, and um, this is my perspective on what I might do if you gave me this lineup, and what I would do to kind of start playing around with it, see what I like, what I don't like, um, and just to play around even further, let's move these 2 around. So we'll do Kaya, Jiro, Emily, Wilson, Ray, Matthew, Leo, Max, and Luna. Yep. So with that being said, let's get into another game here and see whether that helps us out or not. I think that's a pretty formidable lineup. And again, Kaya and Ray, I think they're pretty interchangeable here. Oh, this is my good buddy JM. Oh, this is a good matchup right here. JM doesn't like me very much and give me the hat tip, so I guess we're okay. So here's a Luna user right here. Sinker high up in the zone. That's out. Now I imagine he's going to go low and away over here. And he does. Right? So it's just kind of... that was a ball. Kaya, I like, again, because she's got that... Look at her speed boost now. She's up at 232, right? She's still got that 202 power, 202 contact. Oh, I scored. I hit the ground. So again, what I was saying, Kaya, Ray, I feel like 1 through 5, they're pretty interchangeable. It might just be preference. The only thing that I really like out of Kaya at the top is that speed boost. Of course, you got to get around for that to be effective. He's been throwing that cutter outside the zone. It's a ball. So sorry, swinging out a lot of balls, but I'm more really focused on just kind of selfish thing here. So Tua, here we go. So we'll try Luna out with Matthew, and we'll see if we'll try one of JM's pitches on himself. And too slow. Alright. There's Jiro. Perfect timing. The Battle of the Lunas. Again, I apologize. I haven't pitched with Luna a whole bunch. But I do like the movement on her pitches and everything. It's just more of me needing to figure out how to kind of use her a little bit better. This looks like it's gonna end not very well for me. But so obviously Cell's not going to be facing JM every game, so we'll definitely get another game after this. That. I think that was the first time that I've lost against JM. Possibly. Anyways, all right. So we'll dive in. Hopefully, we get a somebody different than another top 3 player, so that we can kind of go through this content a little bit better. Really wanted to kind of focus more on this game, Luna with Matthew, and but when you're playing a top 3 player, sometimes they've seen it all. But let's check this out. So this guy's running Josh. We still got Kaya at the leadoff spot. Hopefully she can make something happen to justify this move to the leadoff slot. So let's see what we can do. Popped out. All right. Kaya not being too impressive, but small sample size, so let's get to the Luna. Well, let me try to score right here. So let's get to the Luna Matthew battery. That's really the last thing that I wanted to touch on, and then we can wrap this thing up. give our closing thoughts and everything, and that'll be that. So here's Wilson. Glad we get a chance to see him. Josh Curve. Basic players will throw a fastball. There it is. Okay. Probably another off speed. Can't throw anything to Wilson in the zone. That is fastball. Or Emily's on second. Might just walk him.
Strike.
Oh, throws it in the zone. Might try to bait me here.
Strike.
Oh, throws it in the zone again. I would have walked him. But, you know, comes with experience. So, we got our run. We got Ray in the 5th spot. See if she can do some damage here. It's a ball. Wilson on first with that 186 speed. Oh, we'll go ahead and send him. Here comes a fastball. Or curve. Okay. Well, it didn't matter. Ray in that 5th spot. Demolished. Like her on with runners on base as well. With her pop and everything too. At the 5th spot, maybe she comes on in the 10th inning with a couple of runners on. Solid gap power and over the fence power clearly, as you just saw. Alright, let's get this wrapped up, get to the battery. Come on, Leo. Fucking off. I'm trying to get this thing done. Throw him out. There we go. Alright, cool. Now, let's try to focus in some final gameplay here with Luna and Matthew. So, start with the sinker going in. And got it. Max in right field. For obvious reasons, right? Don't need to really go in depth on that too much. That's just, if you have Max at 14, even at 13, he goes in right field. Doesn't matter. With Matthew, important to change out the, I think that was a ball. Change out the velocities. He's out. But this guy's just kind of swinging, so. Alright, so that game is in the books. So, closing thoughts on the lineup. So, if we'll start defensively here. Again, no issues with the outfield at all. Giro in center, perfect. That's what I would do. Max in right field, yep, that's what I would do. Ray in left field, assuming they don't, have anyone like Justice or Dave. I think other than Justice and Dave, to be honest, in my opinion, those would probably be the only two players that I would use over Ray. Ray is that good. I guess people can make an argument for Hammer. Sure. I'm not going to argue that. But Ray is definitely a top 5 left fielder for sure in this game. So no issues with the outfield as it is currently constructed. If you remember, Cell had Kevin at first base and Rose at catcher. We switched those two out. The reason for that was I want more information or as much information as possible. We have, as it is right now, we have Ray, we have Emily, and Wilson. So 3 information batters in this lineup right now. The more the merrier, right? So I'm going to stand by Wilson at first base. Now for the battery here of Luna and Matthew, I'm gonna say that that can just be, again, I stated it before, more preference for Cell to experiment with once Luna gets to 13, and then again at 14. Maybe Rose is the play. Maybe Rose stays in there. And I haven't personally used Luna enough to kind of make a good justification for either. So I'm gonna defer on that one, but I would just say, experiment with both Matthew with the velocity boost and then Rose as well, with that improved control. Um, Leo at third base. De- Defensively, I don't have an issue. The only thing that I would say here is once you start getting in that top 100, you really need um, as much offense as possible. So I used to run kind of like a more defensive oriented lineup. Um, so check out the batting order here, right? So we've got Kaya, Jiro, Emily, Wilson, Ray. Those are all studs right there, right? 1 through 5, zero questions asked. Somebody's getting a hit. They're feared batters, in other words, right? No, pitchers got to be careful with them. You can't make mistakes really to these batters. Then look at your 6 through. I mean, we'll skip the pitcher, so let's just look 6 through 8. Max is got to be in your lineup regardless, right? So that's got to be a stay. So 8 and 9, that's not going anywhere. So now the only things that you can really do to improve offensively are going to be in your 6 and 7 spot, Matthew and Leo. So even for argument's sake, we go back and we let's switch back to Rose, who I do not have. I think Cell has at 13 as well, right? So even now, we had Rose at 6. Good contact. I do like that. Once Rose gets to 14, what I think was she get up to 222 contact is. Let me see. Oh wait, what did I do that for? She gets up to 222 contact, 202 speed. With Luna, she'll be at 212 speed. So I actually, and then of course, bare minimum power 169, whatever. You have enough power 1 through 5. I'm personally okay with Rose in the lineup. Good high contact stats, good speed. So that's fine. Leo, on the other hand, here, um, get him to 14. He's 212 contact. That's decent, right? And bare minimum power, 192 speed at 14 plus the 10 increase from Luna, so he'll be at 202. So 212 contact, 202 speed. Okay, but I think if it were me, what this lineup is would need is another power bat, right? So I would find maybe a third baseman um, to kind of uh, to get you some more power in this lineup, another bat in this lineup, in other words, right? Um, whether you moved Emily to third, Kaya to short, and then that way you could find like a big power bat that, um, maybe even Durant. Throw Durant at second base. I maybe play around with it. Obviously, Chad, like I said, that's who I prefer, but he's a ways off for a lot of players. He's too new. Um, you could even throw in somebody like Gibson if you had him leveled up, or obviously Tua is not leveled up for many players. All I'm saying is that getting another power bat. I don't know. Maybe I'd even play around with the idea of putting Andre at third base. But as it stands right now, um, I think it's a pretty solid lineup. We'll go back to um, okay. Yeah, I think this is kind of more or less what I would do if you had the ability to switch out Leo for a power bat. Uh, Try it out. I would definitely get Wilson in there at first, and then as far as the batting order goes, like we mentioned, Kaya and Ray interchangeable. I like Kaya at leadoff because of the speed boost that she'll get sometimes. She still has good power and good contact stats. Ray, in that fifth spot, the ability to come up with either runners on in the ninth inning and bring in runs, or in the 10th inning with runners potentially on first and second. Um, great spot for both, but you could definitely make the case. I don't think it's going to hurt your chances of winning switching Ray back to first, or to lead off, and then Kaya to the fifth spot. I think either one will get the job done. So that'll wrap up this video for Celica. Thanks for tuning in, and we will get our next video up shortly. Thanks, guys. See you next time.